Well, good afternoon, everybody. Just wanted to come on here and give you the forecast for the rest of today and, of course, the next 8 days as well. So, taking a look right now at our live IMAX 12, as you can see, partly cloudy skies, but we are actually tracking a few showers starting to pop up, mostly to our eastern and southeastern counties, so in the Pine Belt region. Luckily, there's no lightning strikes with this, and these are all coming in from the south and quickly moving their way north. So if you do get hit with one of these little showers, well, it's not going to be there very long. It's just going to cool you off a little bit and then quickly move on out of your area. Now, taking a live look over the metro, not the same case right now. We are perfectly dry and we're still just seeing those partly cloudy skies and that sun prevailing on through. But it is definitely another warm one out there and breezy as well. Temperatures for this afternoon in those mid 80s at 85 degrees. Look at that dew point. In those lower to mid 70s, so a lot of humidity out there. So it feels like temperature of 92 as you're stepping out the door. But it's no surprise we got more humidity. I mean, we have these southeast winds have been persistent, and right now coming in at 18 miles per hour. The wind gust today have been getting up to around 25 to 30 miles per hour. So down in Hattiesburg, 26 is what they're seeing coming in from the southeast, and in the metro specifically, we're seeing them get up to around 32 miles per hour. So definitely another breezy one out there. Now today's high temperatures, they're going to be another warm out there. So mid 80s, upper 80s, 84 down in Hattiesburg, 85 in Forest, and then here in the metro, high temperature about 88 degrees. And our record for this day is actually set back in, I believe, 1954, 81, 1988, and in 2023, where the high record temperature was 87 degrees for this day. So we do have the possibility of breaking that. Going to have to track that as we go into the later afternoon hours. Then we get to tonight, another warm one. We're going to see temperatures dropping down into those lower to mid 70s with mostly cloudy skies. So another night of just way above average temperatures. And looking at this weekend, we're starting off dry on your Saturday. But as a lot of us know, starting late on our Saturday afternoon into the evening hours, we are going to see storms start to impact us. And unfortunately, this is going to carry on over into your early Sunday morning, and it does have that severe weather possibility. So let's take a look at it and let's track it out. Like I said, we're starting off dry on your Saturday. As we get to around 10 o'clock, we could see a few spotty showers in northern parts of Mississippi. But as we keep on progressing, right around the time we get to around 3 p.m., that's where we're going to start to see these really strong storms pushing its way into our Delta counties and farther out to the northwest. And throughout the majority of that late afternoon into the early evening, areas north of I-20 corridor, going to expect a few really strong storms impacting them, unfortunately. But as we keep on progressing, we get to around, let's say, 8 p.m., that's where you could see that main line farther out to our west starting to cross over the Mississippi River. So by the time we get to, let's say, around 11 p.m., that's when it's going to start to affect areas in the metro, hanging right along that 55 corridor. It's going to keep on pushing its way farther down to the southeast. So around 2 a.m., it's moving its way out of our western counties. You're going to be fine by this time. In central parts, as you can see, it's already moving its way out of the metro. That main line, however, is starting to push into our Pine Belt counties, and it's going to slow down a little bit based on what our graph model is showing. So around 2 a.m. into 4 a.m., we're still seeing these stronger storms affecting the Pine Belt. Still there by the time you're around 7 a.m., and then we get to around 10 o'clock. That's when our graph model is showing it pushing its way into parts of Alabama, and everything else are just going to be some lingering showers right behind that main strong line of storms. And then by the time we get to your Sunday afternoon, we should begin to finally dry out and see winds coming in from the north, going to be a little bit cooler. Now taking a look, as you can see, farther out, let's say along 55 to the west. That's where the enhanced risk is, a level 3 out of 5. Everybody else out to the east is under that slight risk, a level 2 out of 5. So all modes of severe weather are going to be possible, unfortunately. Damaging winds, definitely going to be one of the highest possibilities, because it does look like this is going to be one of those squall line events, just like we saw last weekend and the weekend before that as well. So we know damaging wind gusts are definitely going to be those possibilities here. Quick spin up tornadoes cannot be ruled out as well, so definitely another possibility to watch out for. And of course, we could see some hail with some of these stronger storms. So taking just another look at that timeline, areas farther out to the northwest, 3 p.m. to, let's say, around 10 p.m. on your Saturdays when you could expect it there. Then for areas farther down to, let's say, the southwest to the northeast and in central parts, 10 p.m. to around 2 a.m., transitioning to the early morning hours. And then everybody else down to the southeast, 2 a.m. until about 8 a.m. for our Pine Belt counties. That's when you can expect that strong line of storms pushing on in. Now taking a look at the total amount of rainfall, we're expecting at least a minimum of an inch of rain. 2 to 3 inches in some spots, but of course if you get hit with the heavier downpour, you could see about 4+ inches of rain, especially for our areas in North Mississippi where they're going to have that longevity of stronger storms impacting them from Saturday transitioning all the way into the early morning hours on your Sunday. So to recap your next 8 days, when it comes to today, another warm one out there, Another breezy day as well. High temperature about 88 degrees and just a low 10% chance of a spotty shower or two popping up throughout the metro area. Then we get to, let's say, this weekend, and unfortunately we got that severe weather risk starting late afternoon on your Saturday, transitioning all the way over into those early morning hours on your Sunday. Then unfortunately this is an overnight event, so you're going to have to be weather aware, so just make sure to keep that in mind. But then once that cold front passes over us, it's going to be a lot cooler out there. As you can see, starting off on your Monday morning, lows are going to be in those mid-40s, high temperature on your Monday, only about 61 degrees. But luckily, as we go throughout the rest of the work week next week, we are going to see sunny skies, and those temperatures are going to keep on warming up. So by the time we get to your Friday, morning lows starting off in the lower 50s, high temperatures in those upper 70s. So make sure to go and have a good day today, because unfortunately this weekend does not look like it's going to be a good one. So just have